Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday. Rejoice. You got the weekend coming up. 413 Sports Talk here with episode 45. And today we are going to talk about scores from the MLB, NBA, and NHL. Specifically in the MLB, Mr. Jose Altuve had a birthday yesterday. How else did he want to celebrate his birthday? By smacking a home run en route to an Astros 7, Yankees 3 victory. Happy birthday, Jose Altuve. Um, Yesterday, it was brought to the world's attention that former Texas quarterback Sam Ellinger had a brother named Jake Ellinger, and he played for the Texas Longhorns as well. And uh, he was found dead off campus yesterday, and that's a very sad thing. My hearts, my heart, and my prayers go out to Sam and the entire Ellinger family as they continue to deal with this and try to process this. My heart goes out to you. So today is Friday. In Western Mass Sports, we have a bright spot. There's a heck of a ton of baseball games coming to you this afternoon. We've got a couple softball games mixed in there, some girls indoor track, some boys track too. Um, so we're going to get into a little preview of that, and as I said before, the scores as well. So without further ado, let's start episode 45. For those of you that know me, uh, you know right now I'm kind of blind, so please work with me. As you guys have, I'm not gonna lie about that, but I was a tad bit depressed after Turner. 13 is not a good. So let me give it to you the way it should be given to you. Right? We're starting with grading the draft. This part of the AFC East. Both of these teams made the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills, the one I'm speaking on specifically first. They were 12-4, champions of the NFC East. Um, First time in like gosh darn forever that somebody else has uh, claimed that division and won it outright. And Josh Allen played at an MVP caliber level for most of the year last year. Um, Bills Mafia was alive. Um, just not to reiterate, which sounds um, too repeaty. The Bills were very great last year. Josh Allen was key to their success. Their defense was good too. But one thing I will bring up, Jerry Hughes is getting old. So windows closing for such a great defender like him. He lines up on the end or as the off-ball linebacker as well. Ooh, little breeze, nice. So I think the Buffalo Bills needed another end, as I just said. Homeboy's getting old. A halfback, a right tackle, a corner, and a two technique, as Buffalo runs the 3-4 often. So, what did they do at the defensive end position? My lord, they drafted Gregory Rousseau, and they managed in who's it round two. They managed in round two to get Carlos Basham Jr. He's I had him rated as one of the best edge rushers in the 2021 NFL Draft, um, as did guys like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay as well. I'm trying to toot my horn right now, but um, I think it was a steal. I think especially Carlos Basham, that pick was a steal. And then when they went with Stephen Brown, if I'm getting the name right, if I'm getting it wrong, please let me know. The tackle out of Iowa. Um, he's very good. I didn't have him. I didn't have him on my top 10 tackles list going into this draft. But that doesn't mean anything. That's not to say that he's not. He wasn't one of the best in 2020 out of the teams who played games in 2020. As you know, it was a COVID season last year. So anyway, I think the Bills did great with those defensive line picks. I like Sheldon Brown. Um, nothing really as far as the other six picks go to write home about, but I feel like they filled just about every spot. They grabbed a defensive back in the sixth round, so to me, the Bills had a great draft. Um, I like I said, I'm in love with the Gregory Rousseau pick. Um, this is not something I say often in relation to sports, but Gregory Rousseau has everything um, when it comes to uh, saying it's like a generational talent. Gregory Rousseau, you could liken him to, not now, I'm saying, but it's the way he plays, the way he prepares for the game. You liken him to somebody like a LeBron James or something like that. She get the off-ball speed, the sacks, the way he consistently beats double teams, and just he's just so ferocious with the hands. Gets them up there, and the offensive tackles in the NFL aren't equipped to stop a guy like him. I expect him. Um, I expect Gregory Rousseau to get many sacks um, going forward. Um, just too bad Tom Brady's not there to be on the receiving end of those twice a year. And so we move on to the Miami Dolphins. Let me tell you guys something before we get into this. If you watched the draft and you saw at the amount of pre-draft trades, you have to see the Miami Dolphins were the key players in all of them. Not all of them per se, a lot of them. Um, Whoever the Dolphins GM is he's he got gold in his veins or something like that. Come on, man. This guy for the last half decade has manipulated and maneuvered the NFL draft so nicely. It's like Miami still ends up having a decent year, but I have like two or three first round picks. I don't get it. That might be that might be the Chad Pennington Jay what's his name? Not Jay Fieldy. Jay Fieldy's the overspoken kicker. Um, Jay Fielder or something like that. Number 9 for the Dolphins. He was the quarterback with the hair and the schnoz. Anyway, I know Miami sucked since then. They sucked when they had Ricky Williams. Why they ran them 3 out of 4 downs a drive, and sometimes even 4 if they had to go for it. Um, so I like what the GM's doing. He's a freaking sorry, I lost my thought there. This guy's a wizard. I don't know. I should have looked up and did some research before I brought the show to you guys, but he's a wizard. Stockpiling those picks. That shit is crazy. Sorry for swearing. Anyway, the Dolphins needed a wideout, a halfback, a guard, a tackle, and an off-ball linebacker on the right side. So the off, the, I think the weak side off-ball linebacker will usually come out to the left. You know, in a stance like this. Some of them put their hand on the ground. Most of them are coming to kill the quarterback. So that's what they needed. Um, Head scratcher at why you don't go for Panay Sewell or why I didn't try to trade up. You know how I feel about left-handed quarterbacks. So I'm not going to give you the same spiel I give you every time about Tua, but quarterback should have been taken there. I didn't mock it, but Mac Jones probably would have fit there, would have fit well there. Um, but he's in New England, and that was good too. So I like Jalen Waddle. Jason Phillips pick, that kid from Miami. You know, they got a little hometown product in him. He's a beast. He's another one with that same skill set as the generational talent player, which I just described. Um, it's just those concussion issues. He it's just man like He went to go get a second opinion on concussions he was getting, and he still came back to play football. And albeit his play was electric, but he, it's just I don't know, man. The head is just it's just too much, man. I personally wouldn't risk it. Um, he has the size, yeah, all the skills. You know what I mean? Measurables, everything hits. So he's gonna perform at this level. I'm just concerned. I hope he stays injury free because uh, you hurt a toe, you hurt a foot, ankle, ACL, stuff like that goes back to normal. When you hurt your head, you have CTE, repeated concussions. You don't go back to normal. You're a vegetable um, at some point down the road, and I wish that for nobody. But you got to be smart. You got to understand that when you play football, it's a very violent sport. Injuries can and will happen. That is, unless you're Brett Favre. So I like Jalen Waddle, I like the Phillips pick. I like how they stole Javon Holland in the second round too. Liam Eichenberg was great. Hunter Long was a great pick too out of BC. So the Dolphins yet again get an A plus for me for this draft. That's not even fair. It's like six first round caliber players to the Dolphins, and Tua needs all the help he can get. So I see why they did it. Um, haven't really looked on in college football as to who's coming out next year, and looking at the draft and evaluating guys as far as that's concerned. But I will. Um, I think next year the Dolphins, Texans, and the Lions are going to need to look at another quarterback. That's just my prediction. Though they are sucky franchises who continue to fail. Moving on to the scores. Chicago Bulls beat the Charlotte Hornets 120-99. Hurt my pocket. Dallas beat the Brooklyn Nets 113-109. Broke even with that. Go ahead, Luca. Washington over Toronto 131-129. Detroit 111. Memphis 97. Indy 133. Atlanta 126. Atlanta led by as many as 19 during that game. I don't understand why these leads are getting blown. It all goes back to my opinion of guys staying in college for their entirety instead of just coming out after 1 year and declaring themselves eligible for the draft. Get an education, uh, build your body. Don't go to the NBA as a teenager when you have more potential to have serious injuries. Look at Greg Oden. That's a perfect guy to learn after. Um, I know there are guys that are very talented, like the Knicks' R.J. Barrett, um, him coming out of school early, and other players that were one and done as far as the college scene is concerned. Um, I know there are guys that are good, but get your education, um, grow into your body, because if you tear your ACLs and you're not allowed to play basketball anymore, you're gonna wish you got that education, especially if you come from a not so privileged area. With that being said, Golden State, wow, beats OKC. 118-97, and the Clippers beat my Lakers 118-94. What pissed me off about this game is Anthony Davis getting hurt again after he should have been sitting. I don't know when we're gonna get it. Probably not gonna win the chip this year. Um, but I've already chalked that up. I'm not an unrealistic Celtics fan or something like that. It's the whole Celtics are going to win. Jason Tatum for MVP, blah blah blah. He has been playing good, but not at an MVP level. So there's your NBA scores. In the National Hockey League, Chicago beats Carolina 2-1 in overtime. Toronto 5, Montreal 2, Pittsburgh 8, Buffalo 4. Jersey Devils beat the Islanders 2-1. Boston Bruins smoke the Rangers by a score of 4-0. Vancouver beats Edmonton 6-3. There's hockey. And finally for the Major League Baseball, Miami over Arizona 3-1. Marlins won 4 games in a row. Congrats to the Fish. Atlanta over Washington 3-2. The Toronto Blue Jays beat the Oakland Athletics by a video game score of 10 to 4. Cleveland 4, Kansas City 0, Mets 4, St. Louis 1. Wow, the New York Mets actually scored some runs. Maybe firing their hitting coaches was the thing to do. Who knows, who knows, who knows. Texas over Minnesota 4-3. Boston Red Sox don't play any defense at all, but they score enough runs to beat the Detroit Tigers 12-9. Philly beats Milwaukee 2-0. Houston over the Yankees 7-4. As I alluded to earlier, saying happy birthday to Jose Altuve. Um, just because it's your birthday doesn't mean you weren't a part of that 2017 Cheaters team. Sorry. Tampa Bay Rays beat the Los Angeles Angels, who are without Albert Pujols for the rest of the year because they released them by a score of 6-3. Those are your sports scores. My name is Raheem Escobar. This was episode 45 of 413 Sports Talk. I'm getting ready to go eat something. I'm here again, Waterfront Park, enjoying myself. Great weather, kind of overcast, but who cares? Um, I love you all, and I wish you nothing but the best. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if I got anything wrong, forgot a fact, or something you don't agree with, leave it in the comment section or inbox me, and I'll adjust it to your liking if the fact is true. Love you all. Enjoy your Friday. Stay safe and be good.